Hello and welcome to this gentle somatic yoga practice. For our practice today, we're going to be using some props. We will use a strap, a ball, and a washcloth. And also we're going to be starting out this practice sitting in a chair. So you might need to pause this video and grab those things and then come right back. So as we come to a comfortable seated position in our chair, we want our feet to be grounded flat on the floor. Also, we want our spine to be long and straight, and possibly relaxing those shoulders down away from the ears. And if you're comfortable, go ahead and close your eyes. At the beginning of a somatic yoga practice, we like to do a body scan, checking in to see how our body is feeling before the practice. And then at the end, we'll do another body scan to see how we're feeling after the practice. So if you're comfortable, close your eyes, and we'll start this body scan at our feet. So take your awareness into your feet. What are the sensations that you're feeling? You probably feel the soles of your feet connected to the ground. The top of your feet may be cooler than the soles of your feet. Just notice any sensations that you're feeling in your toes, all of your feet. And there's really no right or wrong way about a body scan. It's just information we're gathering for our brain to connect with our body. So scan those feet and notice what you're feeling. And then we'll move up into the ankles. From the ankles to the shins, around the lower leg to the calf, the inside and the outside of those lower legs. And then move up into the knees, noticing sensations. Sometimes we have pain in our knees. And today, even if there is sensation or a little achiness in our joints, we're not going to label it. We're not going to say, oh, that's bad. I have a pain in my knee or my elbow or my shoulder. We're just noticing. We're just gathering information. So moving from the knees up into the upper legs, on the back of the legs, the side, the top, the inside, those hamstrings. Maybe even going inside and imagining the bone structure in our body. Now let's move up into the hip joints. Notice how you're feeling in the hips. Notice the space between the hips and the lower belly. Then take your awareness around to the back of the body. Let's do a scan all the way up our spine. So we'll start at the tailbone and the sacrum. And then we start scanning the spine, noticing that there is a little curve in the lower spine, curving forward, and then as we follow the spine up, that curve changes and curves into the back of the body. And then our spine is going to curve again into the front of the body with our neck and our throat. And then that spine is going to come up into the base of the skull. Let's do that scan going the opposite direction. Start at the base of the skull. Follow the spine through the curve of the neck, the curve of the upper back, the curve of the lower back, down into the sacrum and the tailbone. Now take your awareness into the entire back, the lower back, the upper back, the ribs in the back of the body. Notice where the shoulder blades are sitting. Notice for sensation. Cool, warm, achy, relaxed, all in the back body. And then we'll move around to the front of the torso, noticing the belly button, moving up into the diaphragm and the rib cage. Noticing how the rib cage expands and contracts with the inhale and the exhale of the breath. Maybe you have a sensation in the front of your chest where your heart is, in that heart space. Moving into the collarbones, on top of the shoulders, that space between the neck and the shoulders. And then moving your attention into the shoulders, then into the upper arms, the elbows, the lower arms, the wrists, the palms of our hands, the back of our hands, and all of the fingers. Noticing sensations. Maybe noticing all of the joints that are in the fingers, noticing the fingernails. Then we'll move our awareness up into the neck, the front, the back, the sides. Moving up into the jaw. Perhaps to relax that jaw, maybe you open and close your mouth to release any tension you might have there. Noticing the warmth inside the mouth, the moisture, the teeth. And notice where the lips touch together. Feeling the air moving in and out of the nostrils. And then noticing the cheekbones and the eyes, the muscles around the eyes, the temples, the forehead, and the top of our head. Bringing awareness into the entire body. And like I said, we're just collecting information. We're just making ourselves aware of what's happening in our body today. So we'll take 3 cleansing breaths before we move into our practice. So take a deep breath in, and then exhale it out, open mouth or through your nose, whatever feels best for you. Take another deep breath in, and exhale, let it go. And last time, deep breath in, and exhale, letting it go. Let's bring the palm of our hands together and just create some friction, moving them back and forth. And then take those hands and put them on your eyes. Feel the warmth of your hands on the front of your face. And then gently start to blink your eyes open. And as you're ready, release your hands down. And we'll start with more of the practice. We're going to actually start by taking the ball. We're going to put it under the right foot. So let's start by putting it under the mound of the big toe. And then we're going to gently push down on the ball. And then we're going to move that ball to in the middle of the foot, right there in the ball of the foot. And then let's move over to the outside portion of the ball of the foot. And as we do this, we're just gently pushing down and releasing, pushing down and releasing. After we've done that a few times, we're going to take the ball and we're going to roll our foot on top of it. We're going to roll from the ball of the foot down through the arch to the heel, and then roll that foot back up. Maybe we start in the middle of the foot and roll it up and back a couple of times. If you'd like, you can move it to the inside of the foot and roll it up and back and up and back. And then maybe you move over to the outside of the foot and roll that ball up and back. Noticing sensations, waking up some energy in our feet here. And then take the ball and put it underneath the heel. And once again, we're going to apply some pressure. Since we're sitting down, maybe we're going to push down on our knee, and that helps to put a little bit more pressure on that ball, and then release. Do that a few times on the heel. And then take the next 3 or 4 breaths to just do whatever feels good with that ball. As you're doing this, you may come across some places that have a little more sensation than others. It's okay to stop there and just rest the ball on that pressure point. Perhaps that helps that tension or stress to dissolve. And then as you're ready, we're going to take the ball and we'll put it under the left foot, following the same process. Start by putting the ball under the big toe mound and pressing down and releasing, and then when you're ready, moving it all the way across the ball of the foot. Just press and release. Press and release. Moving from the big toe mound down to the pinky toe. Connecting the brain to the body. And then as you're ready, rolling your foot across the top of that ball. From the big toe mound down to the heel and back up again. And then perhaps you move that ball to the inside of the foot and roll it back to the heel. And then working your way out to the outside, the pinky toe side of the foot, and rolling the foot back and forth. And when you're ready, moving that ball underneath the heel, pressing down on the heel, maybe using your hand on your knee to press down a little bit. Just massage out that part, the heel of your foot. And then once again, taking the next 4 or 5 breaths, just to do whatever feels good organically, naturally in your body. And when you're ready, we'll move that ball off to the side. Maybe you wiggle your toes a little bit. Straighten your legs. Just do a little bit of movement. We're going to move now into working with our neck. So let's take our head, we're going to tilt it over to one side. So relaxing the shoulders down, letting the ear come down towards the shoulder. Noticing sensation here. And then while you're here, let's just gently rock our head back and forth. As you do this, just noticing, listening to the body, releasing and relaxing the neck muscle. As you do this, you can involve the shoulder as well. So maybe as the chin comes down, that shoulder rolls back. Maybe you just involve the shoulder as well as the neck in this. Listening to your body. Another possibility here is to take the opposite hand and gently bring it over on the side of the neck. And let's just start below the ear and gently come down to the shoulder. Just giving ourselves a little massage, noticing what we're feeling as we do this. And then maybe getting a little bit deeper, pressing with the fingers into the side of the neck, the top of the shoulder, noticing what sensations you feel here. And just like in the bottom of the foot, if you come across a place that has a little more tension, maybe you pause there. Put some warmth through your fingers into that tense spot and possibly helping that to release and relax. And let that hand drop away. And let's just nod our head back and forth a couple of times. And then we're going to move over to the other side. So bring your head back to center and take a breath here. Then we'll let our head drop over to the other side, noticing sensations. I can feel stretching from the bottom of my ear all the way out to my shoulder. You may be feeling the same or something different. And like I said, there's no right or wrong, good or bad. So let's start to tilt our head back and forth. And if your shoulder wants to help out, maybe moving the shoulder as well as the head. Listening to the body. And if you'd like, taking the hand opposite and bringing it up to the neck and the shoulder, maybe just letting it rest there, bringing some warmth into that area. Noticing what you're feeling through your hand. Maybe as you press down, you find a muscle that feels a little contracted. We don't want to press on it too hard, but we just want to give it some loving touch. Maybe you work your way from the top of the shoulder up into the side of the neck. And maybe your body tells you to move in a way that you haven't before. So we're just being gentle, checking in with the body, releasing and relaxing that neck. And let's bring our hand back down into our lap. Bring that head back up to center. Let's drop our chin to our chest. Roll the right ear to the right shoulder. Drop the chin to the chest. Roll over to the other shoulder. And just going back and forth a couple of times, helping to integrate this movement, this relaxation in the neck. And as you're ready, coming back to center. Let's just take 5 or 6 breaths here. Maybe close your eyes, checking in. All right, as you open your eyes, we're going to move into a spinal twist. So let's take one hand and bring it onto the opposite knee, and take the other hand and bring it behind the back of the body. We're not doing a big twist here, and we're not forcing our body to go anywhere. We're just going till our body is ready to stop. And from here, we're going to round through the back, bring our chin down to the chest, making a curve in that outer spine. Navel comes to spine, collapsing forward until your body is to the place where it wants to stop. And then gently and slowly rising back up. As you come up, take that back shoulder and roll it into the back body. As you do that, you notice that you come into the twist a little bit deeper. And take a breath here. Let's do that again. Slouching forward, bringing the chin down toward the body. Holding forward, relaxing the shoulders, stretching the back. And then slowly rebuilding that spine. Coming back up, rolling that back shoulder around to the back. Maybe you notice you rotate a little bit deeper into that twist. And we want to keep our head in line with our sternum in the front of our body. We're not tweaking our neck to the side. So let's do that again. We're sitting upright, hand on the knee, hand behind. Bring the chin down. Collapse, coming forward, chin to chest, shoulders forward, rounding through the back. Coming down slowly until your body has had enough. And then we're going to gently rebuild that spine. Coming upright, rotating that back shoulder around, relaxing the shoulders away from the ears. Let's take our gaze over the back shoulder. Bring the chin to the chest. Take your gaze to the opposite shoulder. Do that again. Take your chin to your chest, and look over the back shoulder. And we'll do that one more time. Chin to chest, looking over the opposite shoulder. And let's release the hands, come back to center. And let's just move the shoulders a little bit here, releasing any tension we might have created with the last movement. And then we'll take a hand and put it on the knee, rotate around, opposite hand is behind the body. And as we come into this twist, let's relax our shoulders. And slouching again, bring the chin to the chest, rolling forward, rounding through the back, releasing, coming down, stopping when your body feels like it's had enough, and then gently we're rolling back up again. As we come upright, that back shoulder is going to rotate a little bit deeper into the twist. And we'll do that a couple more times. Chin to chest, shoulders forward, rounding through the back, navel to spine. And then gently coming back up. Letting that back shoulder rotate behind a little bit more. And we'll do that one more time. Coming forward, chin to chest. And gently coming back up. Rotating that shoulder back, relaxing the shoulders down. Let's take our gaze over the back shoulder. Drop the chin to the chest. Take your gaze over the front shoulder. Drop your chin to chest. Take your gaze over the back shoulder. And one more time, chin to chest and looking over the front shoulder. And then release, coming back to center. Let's bring the backs of our hands onto our knees. We're going to take maybe 10 breaths here just to check in with our body. And you might notice as we go through the practice, there are not a lot of repetitions with each flow that we do, possibly maybe just 3 of each. And our goal is not to do too much stretching with the body. We're letting our body be relaxed, coming into the parasympathetic nervous system so that our body can relax and rejuvenate and rebuild itself. And when you're ready, go ahead and open your eyes. We're going to move now into our hands and our wrists and our forearms. So let's take our hands together, clasp our hands together, and notice which thumb is on top because we'll be switching here in a minute. So bringing those hands right in front of the body, elbows together. You should be looking right at those hands. We're going to squeeze the palms together and then lift the elbows up. As the elbows come up, you notice that your palms come apart, and that's okay. We want them to do that. Keeping the fingers together, we're going to rotate the palms and push them forward, stretching the palms, the wrists, and the forearms. And then we reverse that, bring the hands back toward the face, bringing the elbows together. We'll do that 2 more times. Roll the elbows up, push the hands forward, bring the hands back, bring the elbows down. 1 more time, elbows come up, palm comes forward, and back, and then elbows together. Now we're going to release our hands and come into that fist again, but this time we want the opposite thumb to be on top. Same process, bring those hands in front of the face. Bring the elbows up just so that they're straight across. Roll the palms forward, keeping those fingers connected, and then reversing, coming back. Elbows go up, relaxing the shoulders. Rotate forward, push forward, come back, and elbows come together. And one last time, let's move slowly with intention, noticing what we're feeling. And then we bring the elbows back together. Let's release. Let's shake out our hands a little bit here. Maybe move the shoulders. We're going to follow the same process, but a little bit different. So clasp the hands together, natural grip. This time we're going to bring our elbows up even with our shoulders. And this time as we raise those hands up, we're going to rotate the palms up towards the ceiling until we get extension, and then we're bringing the hands back down and bringing the elbows together. Elbows move up, drop the shoulders, relax the shoulders, and then rotate, palms go up towards the ceiling and back down. Elbows come together. One last time, elbows up, rotate, push, hands come down, and elbows come together. Bring the arms down. We're going to switch our grip here, other thumb on top. Bring the elbows up in a line, same plane as the shoulders. So bring the elbows up, reach your hands up towards the ceiling, bring the hands back down and the elbows together. Elbows come up, palms rotate up towards the ceiling, hands come back down, elbows come together. Last time, elbows come up, reach up towards the ceiling, hands come down, and elbows together, and release and relax. Roll those shoulders up and down and around. Shake out the hands. This time let's bring the thumbs inside the palms, make a little fist here, and we're just going to rotate the wrists, going in one direction and then back the other way. All right, now we're going to come to a standing position. And you have a choice here. For balance, you can keep your hand on the back of the chair, or if you don't want or need the chair, you can just do this with your hands kind of down towards your side. And as we go through this process, let's imagine that we're on the beach and that we have sand on our feet and we're trying to get the sand off our feet. That's kind of what it feels like doing. So let's bring all of your weight into your right foot, and then take that left foot and then drag it along the floor like you're trying to wipe the sand off the bottom of your foot. Let's do that 2 or 3 times. And this next time, let's bring the inside of our feet together so we're brushing the sand off the inside of the feet, pushing that heel back and forward. All right, and the next step we're going to take is we're going to cross the front leg on top of the standing leg, and we're just going to brush the sand off the top of that standing foot. So maybe we brush the foot forward and we bring it back, and we brush the side of the foot and the other side of the foot. Make sure you get all the sand off that foot, the top of the standing foot. And then bring the leg behind the standing leg, and we're going to brush off the top of that foot. So the top of the foot that we're not standing on is brushing up and down the back of the calf. Maybe we brush it to the side, getting all of the sand off the top of that foot. And then the last thing we're going to do is take that leg behind the standing leg and see if you can brush the sand off the side of the foot, taking your leg behind the standing leg. Do that 2 or 3 times. And then when you're ready, go ahead and come to standing on both feet, and maybe you shake out that standing leg. Been standing on it for a while, and just do some gentle body movements to help your body relax and come back to center. Let's put both feet on the floor and close our eyes, and just notice. And then we'll move over on to the other side. Let's bring all of our weight into the left foot. Picking up the right foot, we're going to drag it back and forth, just gently moving the bottom of the foot on the floor. Imagine that you're trying to get that sand off the bottom of your foot. And then bring the insides of the feet together, still with that same movement, moving back and forth, but imagining the inside of the standing leg and the other leg going back and forth. And then as you're ready, taking the bottom of the foot and rubbing it across the top of the standing foot, getting the sand off the top of that standing foot, the outside, the middle, and the inside. And then take the foot behind the standing leg and imagine getting sand off the top of that foot, rubbing it on the calf of the standing leg, maybe rubbing it up and down, all the way up to the ankle. And then the last is taking the foot behind the standing foot, kind of wrapping it around to see if you can get the sand off the outside of the standing foot. with the other foot behind. A lot of instructions, I know. All right. And then bringing that foot back to center, standing on both feet, maybe picking up that left foot to shake it out a little bit. And then we're going to move on to the floor. So coming down onto the floor, we want to have that washcloth and the strap ready. And actually we want to be sitting on the side of our mat so that our feet are off the mat. You can see what I'm doing. So let's take the right foot out in front, and we're going to bring the left foot so the sole of the foot is on the inside of the thigh of that right foot. And bending the knee, we're going to bring the knee up towards the chest. Put the heel on the washcloth. Take the strap and wrap it around the bottom of your foot. Now we're sitting upright here, and as we do this process, we're going to gently pull back on the strap, and at the same time, we're pushing that foot forward, sliding it along the floor, contracting those muscles in the back of the legs and the hamstrings. And then as we gently come forward, notice where your body is ready to stop. And just stop. Relax the hands down, gently come back up into a seated posture. Take a breath. We'll do that a couple more times. So sliding that leg back in, keeping the strap on the bottom of the foot, pulling gently on that strap as you gently push forward, and just letting that foot slide forward, let your body come forward. And once again, we're just coming to a place where our body is done and says stop. That's where I want to stop. Not getting too much of a stretch. And then take a breath here, relax your hands down, and coming back to center. Regroup, take a breath, and we'll do that one more time. So making sure that foot, slide the foot back in. It's on top of the washcloth. The strap is over the bottom of the foot, and gently pulling back and pushing at the same time. Letting that foot gently slide forward, letting your body gently fold forward as well. We're working on the hamstrings here, releasing those muscles in the back of the leg. And when you've gone as far as your body is ready to go, release, relax. Come back up to seated. Let's bring both of our legs out in front of us and maybe just move those knees up and down. And then we'll move over to the other side. Let's take the left leg forward. Bring that right foot inside the thigh. And we'll do the same process. Place that left foot on the washcloth. Take the strap around the foot. And to begin, we gently pull back on the strap as we gently push forward. Never coming into a place where our body feels strained or especially no pain. And gently sliding that foot forward until your body is ready to say that's far enough. And then releasing, coming back up to a seated position, bringing that foot back in. Let's take a breath in and out here. And we'll do that 2 more times. So pulling gently on the strap, pushing the foot gently forward, letting your body fold forward, and going until you're done. And then releasing, coming back to center, sitting back up. Bring that left foot back in. Keep that knee nice and bent. And we'll do that one more time. Gently pulling back on the strap, pushing out with the foot, folding forward, working with the hamstrings, not going till we feel pain or strain, just being as relaxed as possible. When your body's done, release, relax, and coming back up into a seated position. Bring both of those legs out in front. Let's actually keep our knees bent, and we're going to just let our knees fall from side to side. And now we're going to move into, it's a lot the same as what we just did, but different. A little bit the same, but different. This time we're going to have both of our knees bent and bring the feet up close to the hips. Put the washcloth under your right foot. And then we're going to push that right foot forward, not too far. We want the knees to stay bent, so about halfway. And then we pick up our toes, point them towards the ceiling, flexing that foot. And then we're going to curl the toes, not too much. And then set the foot back down. Slide that foot back in. And when it's back, we want to keep the foot on the floor, but raise the toes up. All right, let's do that process again. Take that right foot, slide it out about halfway, keeping the knee bent. Lift up the foot so the toes are pointing towards the ceiling. And then curl the toes in towards the arch of the foot. And then as you release the toes, bring the sole of the foot back down onto the ground and gently pull that foot back up towards the hip. And we'll do that one more time on this side. Gently slide the foot forward, keep the knee bent, raise the foot up, toes come up, curl the toes, lower the toes, drag the foot back in, keep the foot on the floor and raise the toes up. All right, let's switch legs. Put the washcloth under the left foot. Push that left foot forward, keeping the knee bent, and then raising the foot up, toes pointing up towards the ceiling. Curl the toes, lower the foot, drag the foot back in, pick up the toes, and then release. Doing this with your eyes closed is, if you'd like to, you might want to try that. So pushing the foot forward, raising the toes, curling the toes, lowering the foot back down, pull the foot back in, keeping the foot on the floor, just raise the toes up and relax. Let's do that another time. Push that left foot forward. When it's about halfway out, bring the toes up, flex the foot, curl the toes, lower the foot, and drag that foot back in, and release. All right. From here, we're actually going to come down onto our backs. And we'll do a short body scan. So just letting all tension of your body go. Relax everything onto the mat. And just checking in, noticing maybe you're feeling sensation in those parts of the body that we've been working with, especially the feet and the ankles, because we were just working there. And then we're going to roll over onto our right side. As we roll onto our side, we want our body to look like we're sitting in a chair. So we want the knees to be directly out from the hips. And then we want the ankles to be right under the knees. And as we're here, that top hand is going to rest on top of the body. And this flow is about shoulders, releasing tension and pain in the shoulders. So the first thing that we're going to do is take that top shoulder and roll it into the back body, using the muscles of the upper back to roll the shoulder back. As you do this, notice that your arm rolls open as well and the palm comes up. And then releasing and bringing the shoulder back, bringing the palm down. Let's do that a couple more times. Roll that shoulder into the back body. As the shoulder rolls back, the arm rotates around and the palm comes up. And then we just reverse that, coming back, the palm comes down and the shoulder comes forward. Let's do that one more time. Roll the shoulder back, open up, roll that palm up, and then roll the shoulder back. And we'll take a couple of breaths here. Now we're going to take that shoulder and roll it into the front of the body. So roll the shoulder forward using the muscles in the front of the chest. Once again, that arm is going to rotate in the opposite direction this time. The palm comes up. And then as we move the shoulder back, the palm comes down and the arm rolls around. So shoulder comes forward, arm rotates around, palm comes up. As we reverse that, the palm comes down, the arm rotates, and the shoulder comes back. Let's do that one more time. Roll the shoulder forward, rotate the arm, palm comes up, and then rotate it backward, palm comes down, and we're back to the center. Now we're going to move that shoulder in two more directions. Take the shoulder and move it up towards the ear. And then gently bring it back to center. And shoulder comes up towards the ear. And bring it back to center. And one more time, shoulder comes up. And back to neutral. Take a breath here. Now one more direction. We've gone back, forward, up. We're going to go down. So imagine the shoulder moving down towards the hip. And then move the shoulder back to central or neutral. As we do this, the shoulder comes down. Notice you might be using the muscles in the side body to help this happen. So shoulder comes down and back up. Let's do that one more time. Shoulder comes down towards the hip. And then we come back to center. All right, that's a lot. But we're going to put those 4 movements together to make an entire circle with our shoulder. So let's start by taking the shoulder into the back body. The arm rotates, the palm comes up. And then we're bringing the shoulder up towards the ear. As we do that, rotate it back so the palm comes down. Rotate the shoulder forward, arm, palm comes up. And then as we take our shoulder down, we rotate the hand down. So where shoulder goes back, palm comes open. Shoulder comes up, palm comes down. Shoulder comes forward, palm comes open. And then the shoulder comes down and we roll that palm back to center. Let's do that one more time. Roll the shoulder back and open. Up, palm comes in. Forward, rotate the palm up. And then shoulder comes down and rotate the palm down. Take a breath here. We're just going to reverse the circle. So we'll start by taking the shoulder forward, rotating the palm up. And then bring the shoulder up towards the ear and the palm comes around. Rotate back, palm comes open. Shoulder comes down, palm comes in. Shoulder goes forward, palm comes up. Shoulder comes up, palm comes in. Shoulder goes back, palm rolls open. Shoulder comes down, palm rolls in. Let's do that one more time around. Forward, up, back, and down. All right. That shoulder should be loose. Or you may be feeling some tingling or some sensation. So let's roll over onto the opposite side. So we're going to do that other shoulder. And our body is going to be the same way as it was, like we're sitting in a chair, except we're laying on our side. And that top hand is going to gently rest across the top of the body. And once again, we'll start by rolling that top shoulder into the back body using the muscles in the upper back, rotating the arm so the palm comes up. And then coming back, rotate the arm in, the shoulder comes back to neutral. Rotate the shoulder back, arm rotates up, palm comes up. Rotate the shoulder back, palm comes down. One more time, shoulder goes back, palm comes up. Palm rolls down, shoulder comes back. Now let's start by rolling that shoulder into the front of the body using the muscles in the upper chest. Arm rotates and palm comes up. And then rotate the palm back around and the shoulder comes back. So take the shoulder forward, rotate the arm around and the palm comes up. Rotate the palm down and the shoulder comes back. One more time. Rotate the shoulder into the front body. The arm rotates up. And then we come back, shoulder comes back and palm comes down. Take a breath here. Now let's take the shoulder and move it up towards the ear. And then bring it back. Shoulder comes up and back to center. Shoulder comes up and back. One last direction. We're moving the shoulder down towards the hip. Use the muscles in the side body and then come back up. Shoulder goes down. We're not making a huge movement here. It's all about the shoulder. But we do actually use the muscles in our side body. So shoulder comes down and back. Now we're going to do the circular rotation like we did on the other side, starting with bringing the shoulder into the back body, rotating the arm around and palm comes up. Bring that shoulder up towards your ear and rotate the arm around, palm comes down. Rotate the shoulder forward, arm rotates up, palm comes up, and then rotate the arm around and back. Let's start that again. Take the shoulder, roll it into the back body, and as that shoulder comes forward, it also comes up towards the ear. And then we're rolling the shoulder into the front of the body. And then as we roll that shoulder back and down, the palm comes down. So shoulder rotates into the back of the body, palm comes up. Shoulder moves up towards the ear and the palm comes down. Shoulder rolls forward, arm rotates, palm up. And shoulder comes down, palm comes down. Let's do one more rotation. Roll the shoulder into the back body, open the palm. Bring the shoulder up towards the ear, the palm comes down. Shoulder comes forward, rotate the palm up. Shoulder goes down, palm rotates back down. Take a breath here. We'll do that in the other direction. We're almost done. This is our last flow for this class. So take the shoulder in the front of the body, rotate the palm up. Bring the shoulder up towards the ear, rotate the palm and the arm back. Take the shoulder back, rotate the palm up. Move the shoulder down and rotate the palm down. So shoulder forward, palm up. Shoulder up towards the ear, palm down. Shoulder in the back body, palm rotates up. Shoulder comes down, palm rotates down. One more time around. Shoulder forward, palm comes up. Shoulder up towards the ear, palm comes down. Shoulder back, rotate the palm up. Shoulder down, and we're back to neutral. All right. So let's roll over onto our backs. Coming into Shavasana. Doing whatever it takes to help your body to be as comfortable as possible. And then we'll end our class once again with a body scan, giving our brain information about how our body is feeling, helping to integrate all the work that we've done, and just noticing what's happening in our body from the inside out. So bring your awareness to the top of your head. Scan down through your forehead, your temples, your jaw. Your eyes, your nose and the nostrils, air moving in and out. Your cheeks, your lips, your chin. Notice sensations in the neck and the top of the shoulders. Scanning down through the shoulders, through your upper arms, your elbows, your forearms, your wrists, your hands, and all of your fingers. Scanning down through the torso, the front of the torso, the chest, the belly, the back of the torso, the shoulder blades, the upper back, the lower back. Scanning through the hips and the pelvis. Scanning through the upper legs, the knees, the lower legs, the ankles, the feet, and all of the toes. awareness to your entire body, all the sensations. Becoming aware of not just the physical body, but the emotional body, the mental body. Letting all of these parts of our bodies be connected to form our soma, thus somatic. And our somatic body extends out beyond to connect to other somas. Pretty amazing stuff. So let's take a few more breaths here. And as your body is ready, maybe rolling over onto a side. It doesn't matter which side. Just gently coming into that fetal position. And then when your body is ready, coming back up into a seated posture. And as we're here, let's bring our hands into heart center. And we'll take 3 deep cleansing breaths. So let's take a deep breath in. Exhale it out. Deep breath in. And exhale it out. One last time, deep breath in. And as you exhale, maybe you bring your chin to your chest, bowing in gratitude, being grateful for your practice, being grateful for bringing yourself to practice today. And I'm grateful that you are here so that I could guide you through this practice. Namaste.